Aging. It's a word we all know too well, one that's deeply ingrained in our minds as an inevitable part of life. As time passes, we notice the changes, a little more fatigue, a few more lines on our faces, and the feeling that our bodies just aren't bouncing back like they used to. And society has conditioned us to believe that this is simply the way life goes. But what if this belief is wrong? What if we've been looking at aging from the wrong perspective for centuries? Enter the revolutionary work of Professor David Sinclair, a professor of genetics at Harvard University who has spent decades researching aging, its biological causes, and how it can be reversed. For Sinclair, the idea of aging as an irreversible process is not only outdated, it's scientifically inaccurate. His research, backed by years of study in genetics and cellular biology, is flipping the script on what we know about aging. Aging as a biological process. Sinclair's work suggests that aging isn't just some inevitable force of nature we must accept. Instead, it's a biological process, one that can be slowed down and even reversed. Imagine that, reversing aging, not just in theory, but in practical, scientific terms. This is not science fiction. This is real, cutting-edge research happening right now in laboratories across the world. Sinclair explains that the moment we understand aging as a biological process, we can begin to intervene. It's like watching a movie where you can press pause, go back to earlier scenes, and change the plot. That's the level of control we're gaining over aging. What's truly exciting is that this isn't just happening in the realm of theoretical research. It's beginning to take shape in real, measurable outcomes. A new era in medicine, a shift in perspective. To appreciate the significance of this research, Sinclair compares it to two of the most monumental breakthroughs in medical history: the discovery of antibiotics and the advent of vaccines. These medical revolutions changed the course of human history, saving millions of lives. Sinclair believes we are on the cusp of a similar revolution, but this one is aimed at altering the very nature of aging itself. Right now, advances in genetics, cellular biology, and personalized medicine are leading us to a place where we may not only extend our lives, but improve the quality of life as we age. We're learning more than ever before about how our bodies work, how they age, and most importantly, how we can optimize our health at every stage of life. Sinclair's work focuses on the fact that we now have tools to enhance our health, not just in old age, but throughout our entire life journey. This is not just the stuff of scientists and laboratories. It's knowledge we can all apply in our daily lives. But there's a catch. The knowledge is there, but it's often buried under complex, inaccessible scientific jargon. This is not something we can easily read in a news article or pick up in a wellness magazine. This is why Sinclair and his team are making the research more accessible so that anyone, no matter their background, can understand and apply this knowledge. Bringing science to the masses. One of the key aspects of Sinclair's approach is transparency. Unlike many health influencers who may tie their advice to specific products or supplements, Sinclair's work is built on pure scientific research. He does not endorse any specific drug or supplement, but instead focuses on providing the public with clear, scientifically backed knowledge. This is a refreshing change in a world full of health myths and misleading information. But why does this matter? Because most of us are navigating a health information maze. Should we eat this or that? Should we exercise more or less? Is fasting beneficial, or is it just a trend? The overwhelming flood of conflicting advice makes it nearly impossible to know what's truly backed by science. This is where Sinclair's work stands out. He's working to clear the fog, to separate fact from fiction, and to give us the tools to actually slow down the aging process, starting with simple, actionable steps that anyone can take. So, where do we begin? Understanding why we age. The question that kicked off Sinclair's journey into the science of aging was simple: why do we age? This seemingly basic question has led to a complete overhaul in our understanding of aging. The answer is more complex than we ever imagined, but it's also more hopeful than we could have dreamed. Inside Sinclair's lab, scientists have made startling discoveries about how aging works at a cellular level. One of the most important findings is that aging doesn't happen randomly. It's actually a programmed biological process. And what that means is that if aging is a process, then it's something we can potentially control, slow down, and even reverse. But how? By understanding how our cells function, or more specifically, how they fail over time, we can intervene before the damage becomes irreversible. One of the key breakthroughs in Sinclair's research involves the concept of cellular senescence, which is when our cells forget their original function. This is a bit like a healthy employee suddenly deciding to not do their job anymore. Over time, as more cells forget their job, the body begins to malfunction, leading to aging and disease. This is one of the main reasons why the aging process accelerates as we grow older. But here's the exciting part. Research has shown that we can train our cells to remember their original purpose and restore some of their youthful function. That means we don't have to accept the inevitable decline of aging. We can take action right now. Living longer, living better. In the next part of this journey, we'll explore how researchers are applying these findings in the lab. From rejuvenating cells in animals to testing treatments in human trials, the science of aging is advancing faster than ever. We are at the edge of a revolution in how we understand aging, and it's within our grasp to unlock the secrets to living longer, healthier lives. The biological mechanisms of aging. What we know so far. Aging. It's a universal experience, yet understanding how and why we age remains one of the greatest scientific challenges of our time. As we continue to uncover the mysteries of our biological makeup, we're beginning to realize that aging isn't merely a consequence of time passing. It's a complex biological process, and perhaps more importantly, it's a process that we may have the power to influence. To understand how we can potentially slow down or even reverse aging, we need to look at the biological mechanisms at play. The process of aging can be broken down into several key mechanisms that operate at a cellular level, affecting the way our bodies function. These include cellular senescence, genetic mutations, telomere shortening, and oxidative stress. But let's focus on the most crucial one first: cellular senescence, the root of aging. Cellular senescence is a state in which cells lose their ability to divide and function properly. Instead of continuing their regular duties, these senescent cells stop working effectively and can even cause damage to the surrounding healthy cells. Over time, this accumulation of dysfunctional cells in various tissues contributes to the aging process. When you think about it, it's a little like having a factory where employees stop working, but they don't leave. Instead, they crowd the workplace, refuse to contribute, and disrupt the functioning of the remaining workers. In the context of aging, these non-working cells cause chronic inflammation, impair tissue regeneration, and increase the risk of age-related diseases, such as heart disease, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. But here's where it gets interesting. Recent research has shown that cellular senescence is reversible. In the lab, scientists have already successfully rejuvenated senescent cells, giving them back their youthful function. This breakthrough suggests that we may one day be able to clear out these old, damaged cells and replace them with younger, healthier ones. Imagine being able to restore your organs and tissues to a state of vitality and functionality. It's like hitting the reset button for your body. The role of genetic mutations and telomere shortening. Another critical factor in the aging process is genetic mutations. Our DNA is constantly under attack from environmental factors like UV rays, pollution, and even the natural processes occurring inside our own bodies. Over time, these mutations can accumulate, leading to the breakdown of the genetic material that makes us who we are. One of the most significant consequences of this genetic damage is telomere shortening. Telomeres are the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes, much like the plastic tips on shoelaces. They help protect our DNA from degradation, but with every cell division, they get shorter. Eventually, when telomeres become too short, the cell can no longer divide and becomes senescent. This is a key factor in the aging process, and researchers are actively exploring ways to preserve or even lengthen. Part 3. Can we control the speed of aging? Revolutionary discoveries in aging research. Imagine being able to slow down your biological clock, not just by a few years, but by decades. The very idea once seemed like science fiction, but recent discoveries in aging research are bringing this possibility closer to reality. What if, instead of succumbing to the inevitable signs of aging, we could actively control the pace at which our bodies age? This is the central question that has driven the work of scientists like Professor David Sinclair and his colleagues, whose groundbreaking discoveries are unraveling the secrets of aging. We now know that aging is not a predetermined fate. In fact, we can slow it down, reverse some of its effects, and perhaps extend our healthy lifespan. The key to this control lies within ourselves, specifically in our genes and biological pathways. Understanding key aging pathways, MTOR, AMPK, and Sirtuins. At the heart of the latest aging research are three powerful genetic pathways that regulate our body's aging process: MTOR, AMPK, and Sirtuins. These pathways act like switches, determining how our cells function and age. By manipulating these genes, scientists have found they can influence how our cells age and even rejuvenate them. Let's take a closer look at each of these crucial pathways. MTOR, the growth switch. The first of these pathways is mTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin. mTOR is a central regulator of cell growth and metabolism. It is activated when we consume large amounts of protein, particularly in meals rich in red meat. When mTOR is switched on, it signals our cells to grow and divide, producing energy and building muscle. This sounds great, right? But here's the catch. Overactivation of mTOR can accelerate aging. Sinclair's research suggests that when mTOR is overactive, it leads to faster cell turnover and, in the long run, to an accelerated aging process. Think of mTOR like the gas pedal in a car. When pressed too hard, the car, your body, goes too fast and wears out quicker. This is why, in Sinclair's studies, inhibiting mTOR, such as through fasting or caloric restriction, has been shown to extend lifespan in animals. In fact, scientists have discovered that when they block mTOR in mice, the animals live significantly longer, and even when they reach old age, their cells act like younger ones. This is where it gets truly exciting. The prospect that we can adjust the settings of our own growth switch to slow down aging and optimize our health. AMPK, the energy regulator. Next is AMPK, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. AMPK is a protein that acts like a cellular energy sensor. It monitors the energy levels in our cells and is activated when energy is low, such as during fasting or intense physical activity. When AMPK is activated, it helps the body burn fat, improve insulin sensitivity, and produce more energy in the form of mitochondria, the powerhouses of the cell. AMPK also triggers a process called autophagy, in which the body clears out old, damaged cells and recycles them. This helps maintain cellular health, prevents the buildup of waste, and keeps our cells functioning at their best. In short, AMPK is our body's way of cleaning house. The best part? AMPK activation has been linked to increased longevity. Research shows that activating AMPK not only helps prevent age-related diseases, but also helps the body adapt to stress and environmental challenges, making it a crucial player in healthy aging. One of the most promising ways to activate AMPK is through exercise, particularly high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, which has been shown to stimulate AMPK and extend lifespan. Sirtuins, the guardians of our DNA. Finally, we have sirtuins, a family of proteins that protect our cells by maintaining the integrity of DNA and helping to repair damaged genes. These proteins act like guardians, ensuring that our genetic code remains intact and functioning properly as we age. These proteins are activated during periods of stress, like fasting, cold exposure, or intense exercise. Sirtuins are linked to many of the benefits of caloric restriction, the practice of reducing calorie intake to extend life. Studies on animals have shown that activating sirtuins can improve metabolic health, extend lifespan, and protect against diseases such as cancer and Alzheimer's. One of the most well-known activators of sirtuins is NAD+, a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, a coenzyme that plays a vital role in cellular repair and energy production. As we age, NAD+ levels naturally decline, which is thought to contribute to the aging process. However, scientists are working on ways to boost NAD+ levels in the body through supplements like NAD+ precursors, and early studies are showing promising results in reversing some aspects of aging. The intersection of genes and lifestyle. While all of this research is exciting, the real question remains, can these discoveries actually reverse aging in humans? For animals, scientists have successfully slowed down aging and even rejuvenated cells using techniques like gene therapy, caloric restriction, and the activation of the key pathways we've just discussed. But can we apply these results to humans? There is a growing body of evidence suggesting that we can. Researchers are already testing the effects of NAD+ boosters, caloric restriction mimetics, and gene therapies in human trials. These interventions are showing promise in slowing the aging process and even rejuvenating aged cells. But it's not just about extending lifespan, it's about improving health span, the period of life spent in good health, free from disease and disability. For example, intermittent fasting has already gained recognition as a powerful tool to activate AMPK, enhance autophagy, and extend lifespan. Similarly, exercise and dietary changes, such as consuming more plant-based foods and less processed food, have been shown to reduce inflammation, improve metabolic health, and lower the risk of chronic diseases. The abs of aging reversed. The path ahead. It's clear that we are standing at the precipice of a new frontier in aging research. What was once thought of as science fiction is rapidly becoming science fact. We're learning how to slow down and even reverse aspects of aging in the lab, and now we're on the verge of making these discoveries accessible to the wider public. The road ahead is filled with possibilities, but it's up to each of us to decide how we approach it. We may not have all the answers just yet, but with every scientific breakthrough, we're one step closer to discovering the secrets of living longer, healthier lives. The next part of our journey will delve into practical, everyday steps we can take to apply the science of aging to our own lives. We'll explore actionable steps, dietary changes, exercise routines, and habits that activate these key genetic pathways and offer a glimpse into how we can all benefit from this cutting-edge science. Key genetic pathways for longevity, the 3 major genes. When we talk about longevity, we often think of external factors, diet, exercise, lifestyle choices. But at the core of aging and longevity are the genes that govern the way our cells function. These genes act as the controllers of our biological processes, determining how our body ages, how efficiently it repairs itself, and how well it responds to stress and injury. Understanding these key genes gives us insight into how we can potentially extend our lifespan and live better, healthier lives. Professor David Sinclair, along with other leading scientists, has identified 3 major genes that play a pivotal role in longevity: MTOR, AMPK, and Sirtuins. Let's dive deeper into each of these powerful genetic pathways, which hold the secrets of aging and the potential for slowing it down. MTOR, the growth switch. The first gene, MTOR, mechanistic target of rapamycin, is one of the most well-known regulators of cell growth and metabolism. It is responsible for controlling cell growth, reproduction, and survival. It plays a critical role in how our bodies respond to nutrients, particularly protein. When we eat foods rich in protein, like red meat, MTOR gets activated, signaling our cells to grow, divide, and produce energy. This is part of the body's natural growth cycle. However, here's the catch. Overactivation of MTOR can accelerate aging. Just like pressing the gas pedal in a car too hard, overactivating MTOR can cause the body to wear out faster. Excessive activation of MTOR has been linked to several age-related diseases, including cancer, heart disease, and neurodegeneration. It contributes to the aging process by speeding up the breakdown of cells rather than allowing the body to repair and regenerate them. The good news is, inhibiting MTOR can slow down aging. This has been demonstrated in numerous studies on animals. For example, in experiments with mice, inhibiting MTOR through methods like caloric restriction or certain drugs resulted in longer, healthier lives. MTOR inhibition triggers a shift from growth and reproduction to repair and preservation, which not only prolongs life but improves health span as well. Sinclair's research suggests that by controlling MTOR, especially through dietary practices like fasting and eating less protein, we can activate
Part 5. Practical Steps to Slow Aging. Habits that make a difference. Now that we've explored the genetic pathways and scientific breakthroughs that hold the key to longevity, it's time to get practical. The most exciting part of aging research isn't just about discovering how we can slow down the clock. It's about taking simple, everyday steps that anyone can apply to their lives. These steps don't require expensive supplements or high-tech treatments. They're rooted in lifestyle habits that anyone can adopt, regardless of age or background. The key to slowing aging lies in consistent actions that activate the powerful genetic pathways we've discussed: MTOR, AMPK, and Sirtuins. From the food we eat to how we move, sleep, and manage stress, every aspect of our lives can influence the speed at which we age. Let's dive into the practical steps that can make a significant difference in your journey toward healthier, more vibrant aging. 1. Intermittent fasting, a powerful longevity tool. Now, one of the most effective ways to activate the longevity pathways in your body is through intermittent fasting, or IF. You've likely heard of IF before, but its connection to slowing aging is profound. Intermittent fasting isn't just about restricting calories. It's about giving your body the time and space it needs to repair itself. When we fast, particularly for extended periods, our bodies enter a cellular maintenance mode. This means that our cells shift from focusing on growth and reproduction to focusing on repair and regeneration. This process helps activate AMPK, sirtuins, and autophagy, all of which contribute to healthier, longer lives. Research has shown that fasting can lower the activity of MTOR, which is linked to aging, while simultaneously boosting the repair mechanisms that keep us young. There are many ways to incorporate intermittent fasting into your life. One popular method is the 16-8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour window. This allows your body to rest and repair without feeling deprived. Another approach is alternate day fasting, where you alternate between fasting and eating normally. 2. Regular physical activity. Move to age well. It's no secret that exercise is one of the best things you can do to maintain good health as you age. But what's especially exciting about exercise is its ability to activate the key longevity genes we've discussed, AMPK and Sirtuins. Regular physical activity doesn't just help you stay fit, it also helps you age better by improving metabolism, enhancing mitochondrial function, and boosting the body's ability to repair and regenerate cells. The key is consistency and intensity. While long, slow exercises like walking or yoga are excellent for overall health, high-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is particularly effective at stimulating AMPK and improving mitochondrial health. These brief, intense bursts of exercise push the body to its limits, forcing it to adapt and become stronger, more resilient, and more youthful. Don't be intimidated by the idea of intense workouts. Even small, short bursts of high-intensity exercise, like climbing stairs, sprinting for 30 seconds, or doing bodyweight exercises, can make a big difference. The goal is to challenge your body regularly to stimulate those longevity genes and keep your cells functioning optimally. 3. Quality sleep, the ultimate anti-aging tool. When we think of ways to slow down aging, sleep often gets overlooked, yet quality sleep is arguably one of the most important factors in aging well. Sleep is the time when our bodies repair, regenerate, and detoxify. During deep sleep, Sirtuins and other repair mechanisms are at their most active. Lack of sleep, on the other hand, accelerates aging and contributes to a range of age-related diseases, including heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline. Getting enough sleep isn't just about the quantity, it's about the quality. Research shows that deep, restorative sleep activates the repair pathways in the body and promotes the release of growth hormones, which play a critical role in maintaining youthfulness. To improve your sleep, focus on these tips. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Create a sleep-friendly environment, cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid blue light from screens at least 1 hour before bedtime. Practice relaxation techniques like meditation or deep breathing to reduce stress and prepare your body for sleep. 4. Eat a plant-based anti-inflammatory diet. What we eat plays a crucial role in how we age. The foods we consume can either contribute to inflammation, which accelerates aging, or help fight it, promoting longevity. A plant-based diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats has been shown to reduce inflammation, improve heart health, and protect against chronic diseases. One of the most effective dietary strategies for slowing aging is eating an anti-inflammatory diet. Foods like berries, leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and healthy oils such as olive oil contain powerful antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that combat oxidative stress and support healthy aging. Additionally, limiting processed foods, sugars, and unhealthy fats is key. Diets high in refined sugars and processed meats accelerate the aging process, promote inflammation, and increase the risk of diseases like diabetes and cardiovascular conditions. You can further enhance your diet by incorporating intermittent fasting principles, which not only help regulate your metabolism, but also activate cellular repair processes. 5. Stress management. Protect your health from the inside out. Chronic stress is one of the biggest contributors to aging and age-related diseases. When we're under stress, our bodies produce cortisol, a hormone that, in excess, can damage cells, impair immune function, and accelerate aging. Stress management isn't just about feeling relaxed in the moment, it's about long-term health. Research has shown that those who practice regular stress reduction techniques like meditation, yoga, mindfulness, or even simply spending time in nature experience lower levels of inflammation, healthier hormone levels, and improved longevity. Taking time for yourself, whether it's through mindful practices, hobbies, or spending time with loved ones, helps lower cortisol and activates the repair mechanisms in the body. It's a crucial piece of the puzzle for slowing aging and improving overall health. Aging reversed. Start today. The amazing part of all this is that we don't need to wait for a magic pill or futuristic technology to start reaping the benefits of these habits. by simply integrating small, sustainable changes into our daily lives, whether it's eating more plants, moving our bodies, prioritizing sleep, or managing stress. We can activate the biological pathways that slow aging and promote healthy, vibrant living. The power to reverse aging lies within us. It's not a futuristic dream, it's something we can start today. And the best part? These changes don't just help us live longer, they help us live better, with more energy, vitality, and resilience. The next part will explore how we can further optimize our lifestyle using specific nutrients and supplements that support the aging process, along with emerging research that shows how lifestyle and supplements can work hand in hand to keep us healthy at every stage of life. Part 6. The future of anti-aging. What lies ahead in science and medicine? As we've learned, slowing down or even reversing the aging process is not just a distant dream, but a reality taking shape right now in laboratories and clinical trials across the globe. But what does the future of anti-aging look like? How can we, as individuals, harness the scientific advancements that are on the horizon to extend our healthy years? The answer lies in the fusion of cutting-edge science, personalized medicine, and the growing understanding of our biological processes. The future of anti-aging is not just about longer lifespans, it's about living healthier, more vibrant, and active years throughout the years. But how can we get there? Personalized medicine, the future of aging research. One of the most exciting developments in aging research is the rise of personalized medicine. This approach involves tailoring medical treatment to the individual's unique genetic makeup, environment, and lifestyle. Instead of a one-size-fits-all treatment plan, personalized medicine focuses on precision, identifying the specific genetic and environmental factors that affect a person's aging process and customizing interventions accordingly. In the coming years, we will likely see more widespread use of genetic testing to determine how our bodies age and which interventions will be most effective for us. DNA analysis is already becoming more accessible, and scientists are beginning to offer genetic screening to pinpoint specific risks and age-related markers in an individual's genetic code. By understanding how your genes affect your health and aging process, doctors can recommend a combination of dietary changes, exercise routines, supplements, and lifestyle modifications that can slow or even reverse certain aspects of aging. This personalization will also pave the way for more targeted therapies, treatments that don't just address the symptoms of aging, but intervene in the biological processes that underlie it aging. Rather than